I'm Richard Blackwell, and welcome to Jazz on My Mind. Tonight, we're at the fabulous dinner club Spazio's in Sherman Oaks, California. We're here to listen and talk to a talented musician, a wonderful vocalist, and a great friend to Jazz on My Mind, Mr. Wali Ali. Wally, it's good to see you again.
Thank you, sir. It's a pleasure.
How have you been since the last
Good,
time?
man. I can't complain.
It's good
No
to see you.
complaints, yeah.
Well, you know, for a young man who is from Omaha, Nebraska,
Right.
you're doing your thing.
Yeah.
You and the biggest little band in town. Tonight you're at Spazio's, fabulous dinner club, like I indicated, and you're playing some of the greatest jazz music ever. I heard you play Mystic, Summertime, and then some of your favorites by George Benson, Masquerade, and a few other songs. And you're sounding great tonight.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate
Now,
it.
how did this all start for you? I know you told me that Kenny Burrell and Wes Montgomery, who you also played tonight, were some of your favorite artists growing up.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Anyone more than the other?
No. I'm actually really Kenny Burrell. Yeah. Kenny more than Wes.
Kenny more than Wes?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fabulous, man.
Because Kenny was playing, they were doing organ trios, and in my hometown, a lot of the cats used to come through. You know?
Okay.
Yeah, Richard Groove Holmes,
Yeah.
Jack McDuff, all of them used to come through and play a place called Allen Showcase.
And that's in Omaha,
In
Nebraska.
Omaha, that's it. 24th and Lake.
Now, I know quite a bit about you because we've had the pleasure of conversing before. I know you came up in the Motown family. You came up in Motown in the early 70s, late 60s with the Funk Brothers.
Yes, sir.
Tell us a little bit about
As a
that.
matter of fact, I just left Detroit this last weekend, and I got a chance to see Motown, and it brought back a lot of memories.
I know it did.
A lot of memories. Yeah, I got a chance to play with. We had I worked with Norman Whitfield,
Right.
and when he was producing the Temptations,
Right.
and we had like 8 guitar players in the studio.
Bob
Joe Messina,
Yeah, Joe Messina, right.
Robert White,
Right.
Eddie Willis,
Right. Oh my
David
God.
Coffey.
Oh
I
my
mean,
God.
what's no,
Dennis Coffey.
Dennis
Right.
Coffey.
Right.
Wawa Watson.
Right.
And a guy named Robert Ward and myself.
When you mention some of those names like Robert White, who's passed away a few years ago, and when you mentioned Joe Messina,
Yes, sir.
those guys, man, and then you yourself, Wally, the heart and soul
Absolutely.
of Motown.
Well, you know, if you look at everybody had a different part to play. Robert White was the chord man, we call.
Right.
You know.
Right.
Eddie Willis played what we call the chinks. Chink, chink, and he came to work to do that. You know, I mean that was his job. You know? And of course, you know, Joe Messina is very, very versed in the guitar, but everybody had their part.
Right.
You know, and it really worked out well.
That's a beautiful situation.
Absolutely.
Now, your new album, your new CD that you have going on right now, what is the title of it again?
Coming of age.
And I know with that, your main purpose in that is not only to get Wali Ali back out there with your displaying your musical talent, but also it's a way of helping some of the past musicians and your musicians gain their royalties. That is one of your missions.
Absolutely.
Tell us about that
Yeah,
mission.
what
if
we
you
intend
can.
to do, we intend to, rather than to take all the royalties ourselves, if a musician or a singer plays on a particular piece, they will get a royalty too. As long as it sells, they will get a royalty. And that's what we intend to change. We hope to change the paradigm as music. Because, I mean, it's like employment. If you think about it, it's really not just. You know what I'm saying? I think people should be on jobs like the basketball players and the football players. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You got enough money to pay for your house and your kids' education and stuff like
Right.
that. You know, so I mean, because the companies are making millions of dollars.
Isn't that something?
You know,
That's right.
I'm,
That's
I'm
right.
away from my home 5 days a week and with my family 2 days a week. And when I finish working after 30 years, I only got a few pennies. So, yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't make sense. They
Well, I
call it a
think-
pension. Right? I want a grant. Right?
There you go. I think that's a wonderful cause
yeah.
because you keeping the other musicians, your fellow musicians in mind,
Yes, sir.
making sure that everyone gets paid. I mean, my heart goes out to you
I appreciate
and your project that you're working on. I also believe that your son, your youngest son, is
Yeah.
working with you. Tell me
That's
about
what we
that.
call it coming of age because my youngest son plays guitar. And he's going to be featured on a couple of songs on the new album. So it'll be me and him, you know. So, yeah, it's good.
Now let's talk about your trio. Let's talk about the other two members that are performing tonight in the biggest little band in town.
Impeccable musicians. Mr. Mikhail Majid is on keyboard and
Okay.
Mr. Laval Bell is on drums.
Their styles are really, you cannot get a better sound out of three gentlemen than you guys are putting out tonight.
Thank
the
you.
gentleman on keyboards, he reminds me of Charles Erlin.
Yes.
Is that correct?
That's right.
That style is
Absolutely.
really, between you and your drummer and the organist, you guys really got it going on.
Thank you.
And once again, it's called the biggest little band in town.
Yes, sir.
Now, you're here at Spazio.
Yes, sir.
How long are you going to be here performing in Sherman Oaks at this
Actually, we're
wonderful
going to
club?
do maybe about 2 days a month. You know, I have a trio, then on the 29th, I'll be doing a quartet. We're doing a quartet.
Wow.
Different music. So,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
We'll be doing a different.
Will you be sure to let Jazz on My Mind know about that so we can be
Definitely.
there to see you performing that as well?
Definitely, we most certainly will.
Now, your CD, Coming of Age.
Yes, sir.
When would that be on the streets? When
As a
can
matter of
pick
fact,
that
we finished the last song now, so we should have it on the street by April.
By
Hopefully.
April.
Yeah, we're looking to finish it up.
I think I'm telling you, I'm so proud of you. I know, like I mentioned before, Patrice Rushen, you the guitar player, haven't you heard? You played with Marvin Gaye, you played with Gladys Knight, everyone through the Motown family. I'm telling
Fortunate.
you, in my eyes, you are a legend.
I appreciate that.
I'm
Thank
serious.
you very much. Sir.
And I'm so glad to be able to spend this time with you tonight here at Spazio's in Sherman Oaks, California. And it's a wonderful thing to hear your trio performing tonight.
Thank you
I
very
love
much,
that
sir.
situation.
Appreciate that.
Now, I know you just finished your first set. You're on a break right now, and your guys about to go back and do another set.
Yes, sir.
There's some songs we can look forward to in the upcoming set.
Actually, we don't really know. We, you know, 'cause it's like, the Supper Club is the people are so far away till you really can't feel them.
Right.
But you know, our thing is jazz and blues, so we can do a little blues next set. You know?
Well, that's wonderful.
Little Ray Charles. You know,
Yeah.
stuff like that. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to tell you, Wali, this
Thank you,
is an
sir.
extreme pleasure. And ladies and gentlemen, be sure to look for his new CD, Wali Ali and Coming of Age. It's very important that when you hear that music, that when you buy that CD, you know that it is for a special cause. And this man is not only playing for the love of music, but he's taking care of the other musicians in the industry that's working with him as well. So thank you, Brother
Thank you,
Ali,
sir.
and God bless you
God bless
and
you.
your family in your future musical endeavors.
Appreciate that. Thank
My name is Richard Blackwell, and thank you for watching Jazz on My Mind.